The A Show.
Where smart is the new sexy.
And now, April Hunter.
Oh, how you doing? How you doing?
You can restart that again because you were muted. So take it from the top. Yeah. Just
all right.
Say what you
Good
that was
evening,
my fault.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Good evening, beautiful people. How you doing? Hi, I see you guys joining us tonight. What's up? Allie, Bigwig, Winona, Retro Rocket. It's cool to see you guys here with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I see my lovely and beautiful co-host, Big Ray Hernandez, across from me. So how's everybody doing tonight? We're gonna have a talk about everything show, and hopefully you guys can join us. And I'm losing my voice a little bit, so sorry about that. But you know, okay.
You know how I feel today? I'll let CM Punk tell you.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
There you go.
For those, huh? Well, I get it. And cool. Dude,
hold on. Hold on. I'll let Tony Khan also say this.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
All right. Now you can say hi to everybody.
Hi to everybody. So welcome. We have a bunch of different things that hopefully we'll touch on. I'm having bad hair today. It's like all over the place. I had a photo shoot yesterday. I have another shoot tomorrow. I'm doing the music video for Jasmine Kane, who's an up and coming like pop rock. She's really good, but she's shooting here in Tampa Bay, and I'm going to be in her video. And I'm like, I'm just going to recycle my hair and then wash it after the show and start over again tomorrow morning because we have to be on set by 9:00. So, yeah, so that's what's happening over here right now. So, it's not my best look. Oh well. You guys know me. We hang out. We've been through some shit. I can have bad hair with you.
Word up.
So War Demon, what's up? How are you doing? What's up? A couple of things I wanted to mention is that we are not having a show next week because everybody is away. So we have a week off. So soak us in while you have us right now. And then we'll resume the following Wednesday. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who was here last Thursday because I think we had a hell of a show with Austin Peters and Peterson. And that was such a great show. And if you shared it, if you were here, just thank you so much. I feel like I learned so much from him. It was nice to see, people switching their days to accommodate us. So that was fantastic. Eva's asking if there's going to be a replay of a show that night instead.
Set one up.
That's up to Ray. He's kind of the boss.
I could set one up if I have time, but I probably will. That's easy. I could set it up actually today after we're done, and have something like old up or something like that.
Cool. Let's do that. That would be cool. Give somebody some entertainment there. And for those of you who are new and watching but don't know what's going on, when people throw biddies, which are, like throwing some tips, you get some titties for it. Mm-hmm. So we share some titties if you throw them biddies. So we appreciate it. So you go ahead and throw those biddies, and we will. Hang on, let me move that. We'll do those titties. So I got some good constructive criticism from a new viewer who said that by the time they got to comment on what we were talking about, we had moved on to a different topic and they weren't able to join in. So
what was that?
By the time they got to comment on a topic that we were covering, they didn't get to, we had already moved on to a different topic.
Oh.
So I think we should go back and check the comments and pay attention to some of the things that people are saying and include that. So we'll try and be more conscientious to do that. So that's some of the things I wanted to cover real quick. So hello, Alex. How are you doing? I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're up in New York for such a sad occasion.
What's going on? I can't see the the things real quick.
He's up there for a funeral,
Oh, I'm
unfortunately.
sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What part of New York did he say? No, doesn't
Oh.
say, right?
So
So before anything, I have a question to ask you, April.
okay.
The reason why I'm very upset, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna say I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm not super clean or whatever. I mean, I'm not a sloppy person. I don't think I'm a sloppy person. I think I pitch in this house. I do laundry and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question.
I know. Sorry.
So,
I feel like I can tell where this might be going. Okay,
well,
go ahead.
listen. This morning I got up. I literally rolled out of bed after getting home very late from work.
Mm-hmm.
Got to bed, I don't know, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Rolled out of bed around 9 a.m. to immediately make my coffee and set up the show I do in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Did that show for almost 2 hours. Edited the show, put it up. Then you texted me, edited and set everything up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I produced the stuff, sent it to Ben. Then I proceeded to do my workout, right? Then I set this show up. So literally I had an hour. Like it took up my whole day. Oh, and I took a shower. So when my wife comes home, I forgot to make the bed. I've lived here for many years in this household.
Mm-hmm.
I make the bed every morning. I think I may have done this once. If you've seen the sheer look of horror on her face that I didn't make the bed. So then she got angry at me because I got angry at her for being angry that she was angry about her being
It's
angry
funny how
about
that energy goes, right?
naked. Yeah. So yeah, I cursed. I was like, I don't give a shit about the bed. It's just the bed.
So you made a bad situation worse.
No, stop it. Stop siding with her already.
I'm not. I'm not siding with her.
So my question is it really that big of a deal? Is this feels like the situation where you can do 100 great things in life, and the minute you do make one little mistake, which is nothing. It's really nothing. You're horrible.
Can I offer you a slightly different perspective?
You better be on my side. Go ahead.
I'm not on anyone's side. I'm just going to offer you a different perspective that goes for her too. When people fight about things like this, whether it's running the water, how much money they spend, making the bed, who makes the dinner, usually there's something underneath, a current underneath that is the actual issue. So it's usually something that has to do with values or morals or feeling heard and respected, this type of thing. So perhaps it's not about whether or not you made the bed. Perhaps it's that she doesn't feel respected.
Well, that was the point she was making, which is
And
wrong.
perhaps for you,
Right, she's wrong though.
you responded back. Yeah, toilet seat up, toilet seat down, that type of thing.
I never
Just wait, hang on. And perhaps it's that the person doesn't feel respected or thought of. So, and as you respond back because you're angry, because you're working your ass off, perhaps you don't feel appreciated for everything that you do.
Listen, I'm not fucking perfect. You know?
So
I'm not fucking
I'm
perfect.
just offering that might be the actual situation here rather than an unmade bed that has triggered these things. Could that possibly be the issue
Possibly.
rather than the bed?
But are you one of those people that if the bed isn't made, the world collapses on its own, the moon starts hurling towards Earth?
I I can be. It depends on what it is. Um, I try to choose my battles, but sometimes I have bad days and will set me off. It seems like it's utterly ridiculous, but there's a reason for it. And the underlying cause is, well, you don't care about me. You don't care that this matters to me. You have no respect for me. I'm tired. I work hard too, kind of thing.
Hmm.
So there's usually almost always an underlying situation there. So, and you got to understand, it says, Cool Awesome Dude said people get upset at the most trivial things these days, but it's never, like Wade says, it's never about the subject matter. It's always something deeper. For example, there was, I sent you the picture of the machine, right?
Mm.
On your messenger. There's a picture of a machine that's bleeding oil all over the place. Did you see that?
No, I didn't have. Listen, I haven't. I'll be honest with you. I haven't had time to wipe my ass.
Okay, let me show this to
And
you
this
real
is
quick.
this is it's a fact, and I'm getting very stressed out. I'll be honest with you,
Mhm.
April. I know I'm venting. I literally was just gonna stop podcasting. Period. Like mornings, wrestling, this, everything.
No,
I'm
don't do
I'm I'm
that.
really serious. Like it's getting to a point that I'm getting stressed out because I have so much other shit going on, and I'm tired of this fucking city. I'm tired of living here. I'm just fucking tired.
And I think a lot of people are really, yeah, well, shit.
Fucking tired. I'm just tired. Just very fucking tired. And
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
I think Wade says, I love this show so much I stopped to watch on my break at work. Vent, brother. Eva says a lot of anger is going on out there in the world. Don't let it get to you.
See,
Yeah, I do think there's a lot of anger, frustration, and mourning going on right now. And
Retro
it's
Retro Rocket
contagious.
Retro Rocket tells me take a break, right? I can't take a break. I produce like half the fucking shows on that goddamn platform. And then if I take a break, like next week for a show, I get shit for it for my co-host. Oh, but why? Well, why you need to take a day off? Can't you just record from the wedding? Are you fucking serious?
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
You need to go to a smash room. You need to go throw some axes.
And I'm gonna finish venting by saying this. I love my coworkers. One of them at least. Two of them. The third one not so much. I love my boss. I love the residents. I love everybody there. I really love my job. I think I've told you that. But literally, I've been forced to do 3 times the work that anyone else in that fucking building does. And then whenever I come home or whenever I mention to anyone, because I'm always, I guess I'm looked upon as a strong person or something, both physically and mentally. Whenever I show signs of weakness, it's like, okay, all right, it's not a big deal. It fucking angers me so much. It angers me so much. I'm fucking dropping my guard and telling you I'm hurting. They're always hurting. Maybe because I'm fucking working really fucking hard. I feel underappreciated sometimes.
Ah, there it is.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah,
it's not just the fucking bed. Jen, let me tell you something. Let me just make this very clear. My wife is fucking awesome. She makes dinners for me. She fucking takes care of me. She gives me good sexy time. I can't fucking complain. But it's like all the other things. That's what pissed me off there. So when I snapped at her, when I got angry at her for being angry at me over a fucking bed, it's more being angry at everything else that I don't even tell her about.
Well, maybe you should tell her about it and say,
No,
look,
because for what?
No, because so you clue her in on what's going on. Say, this is what's going on. I feel overworked and underappreciated. I'm tired. So I might be a little snappy and I might not be doing things to my fullest extent right now. And I need you to work with me a little bit, if that's okay.
And Eva, I'm gonna tell you something, Eva.
Just tell her.
No, me and my wife communicate well. It's just that sometimes, I don't know if this is a man-woman thing. Maybe you can help me with this, April. Sometimes I feel like when a woman is hurting or sad or whatever, it's like you have to stop the entire world, right? But if a man ever says, I'm hurting, physically. I'm hurting emotionally. I'm sad. It's like,
It's
okay,
like walk
come
it
on.
off.
You're a guy.
Yeah.
Walk it off. You piece of shit. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Not that my wife ever makes me feel that way, but I'm just saying in general.
Mhm.
Like I go back to the fact that I never got a break from 2020.
Mm.
I worked straight through that fucking insanity where everybody's working from home.
Yeah.
Or staying home and getting paid twice as much as I was. It's very fucking it angers me to no end, and I've never had a chance to decompress. So it's everything coming to a fruition here. And that fucking bed, I'm gonna burn it tonight.
I think these are all fair things to say. I think it's a situation a lot of people are dealing with as far as being burned out, overworked, and upset and angry and frustrated. I think there's a collective low vibration happening that spreads to everybody
Mm.
and makes us easy to anger further or snap and turn on each other. And I think it's almost by design.
Explain.
Well, okay. So 10 years ago in other countries, most other countries, but here, it was standard to have anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks of vacation that's paid, 6 months off for maternity, 6 months off for paternity paid, healthcare you didn't have to worry about putting money into. And hola, everybody joining
Oh,
us. Hello,
fuck.
hello.
Now the night's just gone straight to hell
I'm
here.
hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
But as time has gone on, we hear in the United States people are either not working at all, and then the ones who are working 3 times as hard for half the money, and it's not going as far. So it's getting harder and harder and harder on all of us. And it's like a frog boil, you know, in the water, and it gets turned up, and it's like a slow squeeze. And I think, we're feeling it. And it's very easy to take that on the people around us who we care about. And we have to be conscious that this is happening and that it's hard, and to do the things that are necessary to not take it out on the people around us. And you can literally ignite something and start it rolling downhill that you can't stop sometimes if you're not careful.
I know, and cool, awesome dude. You say the best thing to do is talk your problems to someone you trust instead of holding it in, taking out your frustrations.
Yes.
Here's the point. Here's
Yes.
the problem with me. Everybody around me that I'm close to is having fucking problems.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna put my problems on. I listen to every April. You have no idea how many people. My wife has no idea how many phone calls, text messages I get from friends and family that give me and tell me their problems. And guess what? The one person who I used to talk to all the time with my problems is dead, and that's my father.
Yeah.
So I really I won't put it on my wife. It's not fair. She's got her own shit to deal with. Why would I do that to her? She's really good to me. I mean, we get on each other's nerves every once in a while, but she's got great tits, so I deal with
Yeah,
it.
but you still got to clue her in on the things that you're going through emotionally.
I don't know if she takes me. I don't know if she takes me honestly seriously. If she knew how deep and dark sometimes my feelings are.
Try it. She married you.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a dark side. Just some people are more comfortable with it than others. And Colin says Ray listens to my problems all the time, but he has yet to call me about his heart monitor I just got done having to wear.
Oh shit, that's right. Well, Colin, here's the deal, Colin. I forgot. I gotta call him back. He's right.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Colin. Fuck my problems. Hold on. Fuck my problems, Colin. I'll make sure to check in on you and make sure.
Says what a bum. Jamie
Like
says,
everything's
that's me every day. Yeah, Jamie works a suicide hotline, and they
oh,
have like 3-4 times as many calls now as they used to have. And it's exhausting.
I'm
Wade
sorry,
said
Jamie. I call you all the time. I apologize. All right, I'll never call again. Fuck.
Wade said if my partner didn't listen to me complain, I would pretty much have a heart attack on a weekly basis. Strong to the world, humble for my family. Yeah, stay strong to the world and humble for your family. Retro Rocket Review said my dad was lucky, I guess, with his machinist job. He had a month vacation every summer, but I'll bet nobody gets that anymore in Kanakistan, unless you're in China, unless you are named Trudeau.
You know what's funny, real quick? This dawned on me. My father was a minister, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do ministers hear all the time?
Problems from
What do
sick
they?
people.
And then not only that, but he was visiting people. My
Yeah.
father was in prison ministry. My father was
Yeah.
in drug rehabilitation ministry. And we also had shit going on in our household. I told you my brother that, he fell into drugs and everything like that. And my father died at fucking 67. And sometimes I feel like I'm right down that path.
So here's the thing, right? And I wanted to, Jameer, I saw you. I got your stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're very good to me and the dogs. We appreciate you. This is something that I noticed. I had a therapist and she died at like 60.
Oh.
Suddenly, heart attack, right? This was in Louisville, Kentucky. And then I moved here and I have another amazing therapist. I've had her for like 10 years and she's sick with immune issues. And I've heard of this sometimes with pastors and preachers too, because they take on so much. And I have a theory with, disease is at a cellular level. It starts at, I've told you this a million times. Disease starts at a cellular level with dis-ease. So when you hold things in and you take in too much and you don't know how to ground yourself and release things, that can manifest as illnesses and problems. So it's very, very, very important. I'm talking to you guys mostly. It's very important for you guys that are supposed to man up and not have feelings and cry and walk it off. That's bullshit. It's very important. There's a reason why men die so much earlier than women, typically. It's almost like a decade earlier than women, right? That's because you guys don't handle things that you're supposed to handle. And you handle a lot. You handle a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying you have to find a way to talk to people. You have to. You have to get a therapist. You have to find a men's group. You have to talk, go find, try and make friends, go to meetup groups, talk to people, find a way to trust. I know the middle-aged man is the loneliest group of people out there. I know it's very difficult because most men are trying to handle family. They're working. They've got kids. They're between kids, taking care of the kids, taking care of their parents, and they don't have time a lot.
I'm sorry, this made me laugh. April
And Retro says women drive men to an early grave, and there's that too. We're all a little bit crazy. So. But sometimes we're crazy because of what you guys don't do. You're not telling us stuff. So I honestly think that if you're married, you have a partner, we women, okay, you guys are physically strong. We are mentally and emotionally strong. You would be surprised how much we can handle.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know.
I think if you were to actually trust us with your mental and emotional things that you have going on, you'd be very surprised how much we can handle and take on.
And the thing is that, even my wife, she's going through some shit at work. She has this equal to her, this person that she works with, long story short, that, isn't the most easy person to get along with. He has this mentality that he's a man and what he says is right. Like, I don't think he's very comfortable. He comes from a place where he's not very comfortable working with a woman that is his equal. You understand what I'm trying to get at, right?
Yeah.
So she comes home with those stresses and I get stressed out because honestly, what I want to do is something that I can't do. I want to beat this guy to a fucking bloody pulp, but I can't do that because number one, I have a son, I have a wife, I have a job, I have responsibilities, and I would love to just go into the hotel and beat this man to submission, but I can't. I won't. I can, but I won't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've been holding this in because this is like a year straight. She finally sat down with the guy today. It's very frustrating.
Okay.
Should I just go? Just choke him out?
No, you should not. Just go choke him. You should play some video games where you have a choking thing in there. No, honestly, I think sometimes you got to realize this is them, not you. So this is that guy, not her. So sometimes having a combination, you gotta have her read 48 Laws of Power. The 48 Laws of Power. It will tell you how to navigate the workplace very well and very carefully in a political way. It's not a good way to live your life, but it is a great way to work and to handle politics. So, and yeah, AB Twitch says be very cautious on who you trust, though. Someone might kill that trust. You do, but you also have to you got to trust somebody.
I mean, I trust. Listen, guys, I trust my wife 100%. Like I tell her everything, but there are certain things that I shouldn't say I tell her everything because it's not true. I'm lying. I don't tell her everything. I don't tell her about my stresses. I don't tell her about, these very dark thoughts sometimes I have in my head, which I would never act on to myself. You know what I'm saying? I never tell her the true stresses. Like I said, the numerous, like I mentioned before, people and friends and family and everybody that fucking drops their fucking load on me. Like my back is killing me from the stress. It's even like, I think I've told you this. I go see my mother every weekend. And maybe I haven't told you this. And I have a brother, worthless, that lives only a few blocks away. That he does stuff for her, and then I end up having to fix everything else. If you know what I'm saying, half-assed. I'll use that term, half-assed. So then what happens is she'll have all these issues throughout the week, and then I'm exhausted on the weekends at work. I come there, and it's like everything just dropped on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yes,
big ass titties.
I throw that out there.
Thank you, cool, awesome dude.
So I'm just
that's a lot. It's a whole lot. No, I get it. I do. Winnow says, Ray, I'm wired the same way. Sometimes I'd rather take a bullet than pile my shit on someone else. It got to be so much worse when my mom died. It almost got to the point where I almost checked myself into a mental institution. What helps me is I make time for myself every so often and do something I really like. I also meditate. I do breathing exercises. I know everyone is different, and what really works for one may not work for someone else, but I thought I would offer some suggestions. Those are good suggestions.
Those are great suggestions. You know what I do sometimes? Yeah. I'll masturbate and then cry in the shower for about a half an hour. Is that normal?
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Okay.
So here's the thing, right? Okay, I'm gonna suggest this for all.
I don't do that, by the way. I mean, the cry part anyway.
Whatever it takes. So we had a class because I went to a 24/7 school. I went to Full Sail University, and it was brutal. It has one of the highest dropout rates because people can't.
What a dickhead!
People can't handle going 24/7. So one of the first classes we had a lot of psychology classes, as you may have figured out if you've listened to this show for a while. But one of the first classes we had was the psychology of play. And it was one of my favorite classes. And play is defined as anything that you lose time over. So as an adult, if you are doing crafts, if you are playing video games, if you are having sex, if you are go outside gardening, if you're doing anything where you lose time, it's considered play. And these are the things that regenerate your batteries. And it is very, very, very important when you are dealing with an exceptional workload and a lot of stress that you go back to play, because that's what keeps you going. Human beings we were meant to work, but we're also meant to play. And a lot of times we forget that, and we forget how to play, and we forget how to have fun, and we forget how to smile and laugh and lighten it up. And that is brutally important. And our society doesn't emphasize that enough.
Well, here's a funny thing. So I've
And
been
by the way, Fred, thank you. Welcome, welcome. And this is a shirt that you sent and had made for me.
Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. Is
Yeah.
that me? I don't have hair.
No, I know. We need to get one with you on it instead.
Great.
Just cross that guy off.
So the funny thing is that I never do this. My wife always tells me to do this. She tells me to go hang out with my friends.
Why don't you?
I just don't feel like I have time, or I don't want to fucking.
You have to make time for this stuff. You got to make time for yourself. You're
So-
not okay. So I'm going to yell at you right now. I have a
Okay.
feeling that you put everybody else first and yourself last, and you don't make time. You don't make time for yourself. You don't set up boundaries. So you let everybody else come in on your shit, even when you don't feel like it or can't handle it. Am I right? And then you don't prioritize you prioritize everybody else. And that is a sign of a low self-esteem.
Yeah, but I'm hung like a seahorse. So what am I supposed to do about that?
Boundaries set you free, motherfucker.
So let me just
So
tell
you
you.
have to prioritize yourself, and you have to start setting boundaries with people. Like right now is not a time that I can handle anything extra. So I'm not able to talk right now. You're going to have to find, if you value our friendship, you will find a therapist. I've said that to people because I'm like everybody's therapist. And I've actually said that. I'm like, listen, if you value our friendship, you will find a therapist because it's not fair to put it all on me. I don't trust anybody else. Well, you're going to have to learn how to.
So this weekend, I'm taking a day off.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never do this shit. But I love wrestling, right? And Billy Ray Valentine was like, "Hey, why don't you come to my house to watch the Royal Rumble?"
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking take a day off. I gotta do this at work. I gotta do that at work. I'm like, why am I gonna waste a day? I only get 10 days or 12 days, sick days off a year and 2 days, 2 weeks vacation. Like, and I said, wait a second, I never do this shit. So my wife, who's actually wonderful, and I tell you, she's one. You know how much I talk about positive about her. I love her with all my heart. She goes, do it. Just take a day off. Just go. And I was like, and I felt so guilty asking for that day off. And my boss is like, all right, I don't care. It's like, just get Tony to tell him fill in for you. And I still felt like I was doing something wrong.
Wrong.
And on
Yes.
that day, on Saturday,
Because you're
right?
conditioned like that.
Right. So, and then the more I thought about it, so I'm like, oh, I'll bring Aiden because Aiden loves wrestling, and then he has his son there, and then A-Track Brown is going to be there, and maybe he'll have one of his hoes with him or something like that, and it's going to be a really and I'm really looking forward to it because I never do it, but at the same time, I know Saturday, but I know myself. I know Saturday I'm going to be concerned about what's going on at work.
No. It's handled. There's somebody else there. Right. You know that you're Puerto Rican, right?
What?
You're Latino.
Oh.
You're not supposed to be programmed to work this much. You're not German. You're supposed to like to eat and drink and enjoy things and sit outside and have a coffee and a glass of wine and
can't do that. It's too
and
cold
have
out
sex.
here.
I mean, it's like you're not Latinos and Latin people are not geared to work all the time. You're going against your DNA right now.
I tell you, this is why, as much as you say Florida is not great, I need to get the fuck out of New York. I need to get the fuck out of New York. I need to get the fuck out of New York. I need to leave this place. This place is hell on earth.
Oh yeah, Florida's way slower. I mean, it's way like notice everything, like slow down and notice things. I mean, I don't know if Orlando's like that, but this Tampa Bay area is.
I'm not a fan of Orlando, even though Kissimmee is because it's southern. It's southern, like it's all the way down there, and like I like the middle of Florida, but I need to get the fuck. It's gonna be another 2 years, maybe.
No, you should do that quicker. I think Retro Rocket says eat some gummies and bring back French Spider-Man.
Oh, you don't know French Spider-Man. French Spider-Man is a character that I did a couple of times on another podcast, and you would never see my face. It was just a picture of Spider-Man in a beret. And It was wonderful, and I used to have fun doing that. See, I like I
That would
enjoy
be a fun cosplay.
fun Spider-Man.
That'd be a
Yeah,
fun
we.
cosplay.
Anyway, but anyway, man. I'm sure I'm not the only guy or girl going through this shit. I can hear all you guys. War Demon. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We
Yep.
hear you guys. We know
Yep.
what's going on. Colin, with his
Yep.
stupid heart. But Colin, I blame you for your heart issues, because you ever see what he eats and what he drinks on a daily basis?
No.
Shit. He eats shit. He drinks those jaritos. That just pure sugar soda, that Mexican soda.
Mm.
It's like orange. Like the flavor is orange, or the flavor is blue. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is blue? He laughs. Yeah, he laughs.
Yeah.
Because he knows what the fuck I'm talking about. And then I don't say
You
this
need
enough.
trees. You need to be on trees.
I
You
don't
need some
say this.
tree energy.
I don't say this enough. He probably thinks, oh, Ray didn't call me back. He doesn't love me anymore. I fucking worry about this dude a lot. I do. I really do. I worry about April. I worry about Wade. I worry about people in the chat. War Demon, I worry about you. I'm serious. I think about you guys a lot. And I put extra stress on myself. And that's not even including, the shit with my wife, what the poor girl's going through at work at times.
So you overthink everything. So that's your point.
Oh,
You take on too much.
That I will confess to that.
Let me show you this. Okay. See this picture?
Yeah, it's a robot. Oh, yes, you did. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, with the blood all over the floor. Right.
It's not blood. It's oil. So the irony here, it says this: no piece of art has ever emotionally affected people the way this robot arm piece has. It's programmed to try to contain the hydraulic fluid that's constantly leaking out and required to keep itself running. If too much escapes, it will die. So it's desperately trying to pull it back to continue the fight for another day, to keep working. The saddest part is it gave the robot the ability to do these happy dances to spectators. When the project was first launched, it danced around, spending most of its time interacting with the crowd since it could quickly pull back the small spillage. Many years later, as you see now in the video, it looks tired and hopeless, as if there isn't enough time to dance anymore. It now only has time to try and keep itself alive, as the amount of leaked hydraulic fluid has become unmanageable and the spill grew over time. Living its last days in a never-ending circle between sustaining life and simultaneously bleeding out, figuratively and literally, as its hydraulic fluid was purposefully made to look like actual blood. So it is, I think that was done creatively to represent that some people live to work and a lot of people work to live, and Americans are dangerously programmed to work to live, and it's a shame, and it's not something that we should do. We should be working. I think I have that backwards. Sorry.
No, you said it right.
No, I have it right. Yeah, you shouldn't live to work. And a lot of times when you meet somebody, you ask them, what do you like to do, or what is your, you ask them, hey, I'm April. What's your name? And what do you, the second question is, what do you do? And they define themselves by what they do.
Right.
What if we define ourselves by, oh, hey, I'm April, and I like sitting on the floor with my pets. I like trying to get some reading time in, and
so you're homeless.
I like yeah, I like experimenting in the kitchen with food. What are you about?
I yell at Colin for sending me pictures of this.
Yeah.
This is his dinner. I want you to really look at this,
It's
April.
fried, right?
Fried.
That's a lot of grease right there, huh?
Look at now you understand why I worry about this fucking guy. Look at this. What is this shit? Is this even meat? What is this? Look at the grease. Yeah.
And Bigwig says my dad lived to work. He grew up on a farm, sun up to sundown. Yeah, it's a little bit different though. Farm life it's like a gym and work all at once, isn't it? Kind of. But is. Yeah.
Colin says it's not fried. It was baked in the oven. Bullshit.
And I like this. Winona says, when you start feeling stressed and overwhelmed, just ask yourself this one question. What's the worst that can happen if I say no and put myself first for a change?
Oh, then basically the black hole will suck this Earth into another universe. We'll all get crushed by its
Well, is this
heavy.
universe so great?
Oh.
It's okay. I think we can go.
What were the other fucking topics we had? Jesus Christ, I just
I
cried
know.
for like an hour.
I know. It's okay. You know, sometimes you have a vent. You can trust everybody here. We're all friends, right?
Well, I guess this was supposed to be a show about talking about anything. So
it is. And here's a question. You guys may have riddle me this, bat people.
Riddle me this.
When you get into a committed relationship, you could be single for like whatever, days, years, weeks, months, doesn't matter. But the minute you get locked down with somebody, what the fuck happens that people come out of the woodwork to hit on you?
Oh, it happens.
What happens with that? I mean, do you guys have this happen to you too? Like they'll come out of nowhere. Like for guys, you know, chicks will be like throwing like nude pictures at them and like blowjob offers. And for women, it's like the exes come out of the woodwork and everybody they ever dated, and it's like dick pictures. I mean, what is that? Is there like an energy that is forecasted out into the world that says, haha, you can't have me now, and then everybody's like, haha, I'm gonna try. Is that what happens?
It's the challenge.
Is that it?
I'll tell you why. So when I was in my 20s, I think I told you this. I was like a motherfucker.
Colin says people want what they can't have.
Exactly. I used to love dating girls that were engaged but not married.
The Eve complex.
Right. I used to love it because it was a challenge, you know, to get into that inner place and stuff, literally and figuratively. And it's actually happened to me a lot, believe it or not.
I believe it.
And sometimes I think Jen sometimes she thinks I'm joking when I say that, like one of the ladies that work in the building or comes in is like really fucking overly flirtatious, and I can have this fucking ring wrapped around my finger, around my fucking face.
Yeah, that's the biggest aphrodisiac ever for women, I think.
They don't give a shit, man.
No, they don't.
And I'm telling you this now. I don't care. I'm being very honest. I don't fucking give nobody no play. I got everything I need in my home. You know what I'm saying? So fuck that. But I think that's what it is, April.
I think I don't have the answer. I'm just asking to see what you guys, what you thought, you know, what your opinions are on that, you know. I'm reading the comments here, and Peter's like, preach. Bigwig says it's a challenge. You know, I guess that's what it is, right?
It is. It's a challenge. It's clowning.
And Peter says someone's been tamed and is therefore more desirable. Another party has done the preps and the setup work, as it were. I love that one. You've been deemed worthy because somebody wants to be in a relationship with you. It's like, ooh, they're relationship material. They've got the things that might work for me too. That's a good one. I like that.
The DMC Winona is saying, oh, you gotta love when a guy who never gave you the time of day, you know, before it gets his ass dumped, suddenly slides into those DMs.
Yeah,
it's true, man. It's so true. I've had ex-girlfriends who were married or are married reach out to me, and I'm just like, I won't even, yo, dude, can I just offer guys a suggestion or a little piece of advice? Listen, man, if you're in a happy marriage and you love your wife or you love your girlfriend or you're in a relationship and you get a message from somebody like an ex-girlfriend, don't fucking open it. Don't fucking open it. If there's this thing inside of you that tells you that you shouldn't read what's being sent to you, just follow that. Just don't open it. You know, and if you do, and if you read the first line, it's like, hey, I just wanted to know how you were doing. You're looking good. And as soon as you see that fucking line, you're like, oh, well, thanks. And then block.
So, when Fred says, pull a Matt Hardy, delete.
Oh, yes, delete.
I love it. And Bigwood says, don't sleep with your girlfriend's mom. Dinner after that is just awkward. So I was listening to like 10 things. I was listening to I love listening to podcasts. And I love listening to other people's podcasts. And I was listening to this guy do 10 things that men do to screw up their lives. And I personally think it could have been 10 things that people do to
Mm.
screw up their lives. And the number one thing was having no impulse control. That was the number one thing people do that screws up their lives, then their careers. And I will agree with that. And I don't think that's just men. I think that's everybody.
Mm.
And by having no impulse control, he was talking about all types of addiction, screen addiction, porn, drinking, drugs, validation for women. You know, it could be just posting pictures and needing that validation or that attention, and or taking to social media with a rant. You know, you are dealing with a coworker, an ex, a friend. You got into an argument, you post all that stuff all over social media. These are things that will screw up your life. They are not good. Cheating on their wives, cheating on their husbands. You drink, you end up with a DUI. So having lack of impulse control is a big deal. And a little bit of stoicism and discipline goes a long, long way to having a successful life, a successful career, and successful relationships.
Is that what you call like an addictive personality? Somebody who can easily fall into like gambling or drugs or smoking and drinking?
Honestly, I'm not. I'm going to tell you that I don't know. I think some people are more prone to addiction than others, obviously genetically, but I don't know if I buy into the whole addictive personality type thing, because I think we all have the ability to be addicted. Look at how everybody is with their phones now. And I'm going to read you, if I remember, I'm going to read you a study on what that's doing to our brains. But I don't buy sex addiction either. I think that's just somebody that likes to have a lot of sex, or somebody that likes to masturbate a lot.
You don't think somebody can chemically, like, their
No.
brain's a little screwed up and they just they feel the need for that connection?
Nope. I do not. I think they have a problem with obviously with your phone, with drugs, with alcohol, with sex. It's dopamine. Your dopamine, serotonin, and they just are having a lack of impulse control. I've never bought that. I think it's an excuse. It's like somebody saying they're time blind because they're late. No, bitch, you're just late. I know. I'm late all the time. I'm not time blind. I'm late. So just own it. Just own it and be responsible and say, look, I just like sex, and I'm using this as an excuse to cheat on my wife or my husband.
Somebody's asking me a weird question here, and I'm going to answer it. Big Ray, that's Retro Rocket. What is the spiciest, hottest food? You are Cuban, Puerto Rican. What is good and spicy? Easy to make at home. It's fucking random. So I am Puerto Rican. Spicy food. So honestly, Puerto Ricans don't like, some of them do like some spice. We're not very spicy people. I don't think Cubans are,
Puerto
right?
Ricans and Cubans are the least spicy people.
Yeah, we're the least spices. What we like is flavor.
Yeah.
So
you
cooking.
need to get your ass over and talk to some Jamaicans.
So yes, or Mexicans love spice.
Yeah.
They love spice. So Mexicans, like South America, I would even say if you have any friends that are like Haitian, I have some friends that are Haitian.
Creole,
yeah, they love really spicy. Like me, I like spice.
Yeah, Indian food.
Oh yes,
thank you,
Indian
Bigwig.
food. Absolutely. So yeah, you can reach out to somebody who's Mexican. Colin's Mexican. By
yeah, exactly. He is.
You know.
Do you know why? Do you know why that is?
Why is that?
Fun fact. All right. So because the southern part of the hemisphere didn't have air conditioning, obviously, or refrigeration. Well, really, it's refrigeration. They use very hot spices to keep their food, whereas the northern part of the hemisphere had cold weather and refrigeration, so their food is more bland.
No way.
So the spices will keep the food fresh and keep it from getting bacteria on it. Yeah. Have you ever taken an apple and sprinkled chili powder on it, it doesn't turn brown.
No way. I gotta try it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that right now.
Yeah, and it brings out the sweetness. Yeah.
Are you sure?
So
Are you serious?
yeah.
I'm gonna fucking try that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I use it
fucking
all the
try
time to keep my apples from going brown. Plus, I like the flavor because in Mexico we had jicama with the chili powder on it, so I can't find jicama here, so I use apples.
Do you like so do you like wasabi?
Thank you, cool, awesome dude. I love wasabi. I'm a spicy food person. That question would have been better directed towards me because that's how I cook.
I love wasabi. I love Japanese food. I love, well, not Japanese.
Yeah.
I love sushi. Fucking love sushi.
Yeah.
And it's gotta have wasabi. So when it comes to me, like spices, man, my father used to make this chili, and he used to make 2 pots. April. He used to make a pot for the rest of the family and a pot for him
And then
me.
one for you, right?
Right. So and
Yeah.
I love what do you call the fucking green ones? The little jalapenos?
Jalapenos, or if you're in Canada, jalapeno.
That's my like level of heat. That's like the perfect amount of heat, like a jalapeno.
Yes.
For me.
I like
but
a
not,
habanero. Nice
then you got
habanero.
habanero's fine, but like
Yes.
Colin is eating fucking like devil peppers. What do you call those goddamn things? The ghost peppers and shit.
Ghost peppers, the chipotles.
Oh,
Yeah.
April, one time, real quick, I went to an authentic Mexican cart on 96th Street in the West Side, right? A lot of people love it. Great Mexican food. So the guy gives me 2 sauces. He gives me a red sauce and he gives me a green sauce. So I'm thinking, the green sauce is not
The
gonna
green
be as hot as
sauce,
the
right?
rest.
It's gonna do. No, don't touch the green one.
Holy shit. My fucking
Yeah.
it made my liver quiver, man.
Yeah.
That shit was the hottest thing I've ever eaten in my life. And they're just sucking that shit down like it's Kool-Aid. It's incredible, man. I thought wrong. You're right. Colin knows. God, it's so fucking, but it was tasty. It's weird. It's tasty and almost like fresh tasting. But then the devil starts dancing on your tongue. So hot, man. I'm sorry.
Milk.
Go ahead.
You need milk. Yep. Milk calms it down. So, oh man, to go back to the relationship thing. I appreciate all the input, and I noticed my friends and I were talking about this. We've heard a lot of guys say, "Oh, I just wish I had a woman who wasn't crazy and had her shit together." No, you fucking don't. You like crazy. You all love crazy. You all love when a woman doesn't have her shit together, and I will prove it to you. Okay.
No, you're wrong.
No. I'm right. Okay.
Nope.
Every man comes out of a relationship that has gotten broken by a crazy woman who didn't have her shit together. And he will sit there and tell somebody who has their shit together and who was not crazy, God, I wish I could just find someone who's not crazy and has their shit together. And here's what happens. He's bored because every man has this innate need to be the white knight in armor and to fix something. And usually it's to swoop in and pick the little woman up and be like, I've got you. I will help fix you. And that's what they need. They love that. And then additionally, here's what's even more awesome about you guys. Most men like you, Ray, here are stoic. And you keep your feelings to yourself, but you have emotions. Matter of fact, men, you got to love this. Men are more emotional than women. When a man falls in love, he falls in fucking love, and it's deep, fast. And if a man tells you, if you're with a man and he tells you he does not see a future with you, it is then up to you to exit the relationship or stay on. But you need to know that don't stay on with a challenge thinking that it's going to go anywhere. Men know right away. They know right away. So if you stay, do not expect that shit to change. It is not going to change. There's always an exception to the rule, but the 99% is not going to change. That guy has already made a decision. So if you stay, you're just staying because whatever your reason for staying. So men have deep, deep emotions, and they run deep and they fall in love fast. So they just don't talk about it.
And hard.
So they're quiet. So what men are attracted to, and this is why they love Latino women so much.
Hold on. I'll make sure what she's saying is correct here. Let's see. Go ahead.
They love emotion. Emotion to them. They love bright, red, colorful, emotional women because they're drawn to that. like it's a moth to the flame.
She ain't wrong.
They love crazy. They love emotional. They cannot stay away from that. So here is your proof. People with mental disorders and mental illnesses are 75% more likely to be in a long-term committed relationship than someone who is neurotypical.
So you
let that sink in. Let that sink in.
You saying my wife is crazy? I knew it.
No, I'm just saying that when you have mental disorders and mentally ill people, and they are 75% more likely to be in a committed long-term relationship than people who have their shit together, who are not crazy. Nothing fucks like crazy.
I'll just say, in the words of Vince McMahon,
yeah, pal.
I am generalizing, Retro, but you know what? I'm right.
I'll say, as a man, I'm going to say that April is 95% correct. I will say, personally speaking, April, that I have been in relationships. Like, I was in a relationship with a young lady, and she was just the sweetest, kindest, most giving, if you know what I mean, person in the world. And she was cute, great body. I was so bored. So fucking bored, dude. So fucking bored. And in retrospect, you look at a person like that, you say to yourself, she's a good person. Like a good fucking person. And then, now if I look at who I married, Jennifer is fucking hilarious. She's a little out there. You know what I'm saying? She's tough. She's strong. She gets mad over a fucking bed.
She's the yang to your yin. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, but
that's what she is.
Balance. Yeah.
She's my balance. And every day is a challenge. And a challenge is not a bad thing, guys, all the time.
Yeah.
If we got along perfectly, because I've been in a relationship, I've lived with somebody who it was too perfect. And something was fucking off. There was no spice, no flavor to our meal.
And I believe it. Allie says he has autism and can confirm if he's in a relationship, he'll stay in the relationship for as long as possible. A lot of men will. It's usually the women that do not always, but it's usually the women who do the leaving, because the men put the effort in, they do the work in the beginning. They're always doing the assessing in the beginning. They do the chasing. And then once they're in the relationship, that's when the woman is doing the assessing and the paying attention. So if a woman warns
say that again.
The men spend almost all the effort in the beginning doing all the chasing. And then after they're in a relationship, they tend to go on cruise control.
Settle down.
So,
right.
Yeah. So then the women start doing the assessing and the paying attention. So they're the ones that are doing the assessing at that point. So when things aren't good and a woman is telling you, this is a problem, we need to work on it, pay attention. Because if she has to tell you that multiple times, there's a good chance that will be the thing that causes the breakup. So do pay attention to these things.
So is this why I have to say something? So I am not the same person I was 10 years ago when me and Jen started, we're first dating. She said one of the reasons why she absolutely fell in love with me and trusted me was because I was willing to work on things.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Effort is sexy as fuck.
To change certain things. And in retrospect, there were a lot of things about me that I needed to change. My temper, I still had the same temper I did when I was a boxer, when I was a fighter. And I was not a good person at that time. I was already kind of in the tail end of being that asshole.
Yeah.
And deep down inside, guys, don't get me wrong. I think I'm a pretty good person. Like, I've always loved people and took care of the people closest to me. But I think being with my wife made me a better person, man. She made me challenge myself and change certain things. And now there's certain things that I go back to, like getting hot and like getting mad about the fucking bed. But
I have good news for you on that.
What?
It's really bad if you guys aren't fighting. If you're in a relationship where nobody fights, that means nobody cares enough to fight.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you're fighting, that means you care enough to fight. And Peter says too perfect means something's being hidden, or real boats might rock. And I agree with that. And Bigwig said, April, I love you. I think you're great. But if you walked through that door and said, marry you, I would not do it. Bigwig, my soul is crushed right now. No, you know what?
That is bullshit.
You know what? I am not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm more like a really strong cup of Cuban coffee, and that is just that's not for everybody. So I'm all right with that.
I'll tell you what, I will say this, that if I ever had a sister, and I can honestly say this to your face, I think you would have been her. Because we have a lot
I wish I was her.
We have a lot of similarities that is sometimes it fucking bugs me out. So it's kind of cool. Relationship, I don't think a person like myself and April could have ever been. Like, let's say, if we were two different people at a different time, but the same person, if that makes any sense. I don't know if we could have ever been in a relationship. That would have been fucking, I think we would have killed each other. Don't you think?
I don't know. I never thought about that, but I would definitely, the sister thing, definitely.
Sister thing. No, come on, man. Come on. I'm being fucking open here, man. I'm just saying, like, if you and I, let's say, ever dated, let's say in a different time and place when we were younger or whatever, like, I don't think it ever would have worked out. I think we're too strong. Like, I don't know. I think we would have bumped heads, literally and figuratively. Don't you think?
It's very possible.
See, because like Jen, so like my wife is strong, but she's more, how can I put this, man? She's, when you do things, do you do things on emotion or do you plan things out? Like, are you very,
wait, say this again? Do I do things on emotion?
like
Or do I plan them out?
do you like to plan things out, make sure everything is T's crossed, hair is done, everything is right before you get to do what you're gonna do?
See, this is where I'm weird. I'm like 50-50. So I make lists, and then I'm also very impulsive.
See, Jen is just straight up impulsive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm right in the middle. Like, I'll have these long lists that are illegible, and I have my own font, and I'll do my whole thing, and then I'm super impulsive. I'm like, oh, let's go here and do this too. I'm all over the place, and it takes a certain type.
Yeah, but I mean, so what I'm trying to get at is, like, Jen is like kind of almost my total opposite. Like, you and me are too similar. Does that make sense? Our personalities are too similar. It wouldn't work out. Now, in retrospect, the other person I was talking about that I was in a relationship with that was too perfect, she was
I'm sorry, I just laughed. What Retro Rocket says, April's like Wile E. Coyote. She has crazy plans. I like that.
What? Wally, yes, that's April. Like, the other girl I was with, she was also my total opposite, but it was too perfect. Like, everything is like, oh, I can't stand this, April. When I go, well, what do you want to eat? Anything you want to eat.
Oh, God, that was like the Eddie Murphy. What was that movie? Coming to America.
Of course.
Yeah, whatever you would like.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God. So see,
Yeah.
and what did Eddie Murphy do? He went to Queens.
Okay. He went to Queens to get a queen
to find his bride.
Right. Yes.
And she was the
total. There you go. There's a whole movie written about it.
What a cool fucking what a great movie.
Best love story ever.
Did you watch Ted yet? No. Right?
No, I didn't watch Ted. I haven't had time to do shit. I just got done saying I had a shoot yesterday. I had a podcast tonight.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm doing a music video tomorrow, and then I'm on the road. And
so are you gonna be on the hood of a car or something like Tawny Katan? Wow, that's dating myself, right?
I know. I don't know what the plan is. I know they want me to dance though. They're looking for a professional dancer, so I'm like, okay. So it's they're looking for a cosplayer who can dance. So that would be me. So
what are you doing? Like the Charleston or something?
I have no idea. I just know I have to be there and be ready at 9 in the morning. So that's it. I just might be like whoop 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 whoop.
Or the lambada, the forbidden dance.
We'll find out.
Did you get all fucking weird talking about us in a relationship?
Yes.
Why? Tell me. You know we're not gonna fucking be in a relationship.
Because I still think like that, especially like my
Oh
guy
my
friends. I'm just
God.
like,
Jesus fucking Christ.
it's just my brain just doesn't go there. I am very, very much what's the word I'm looking for? Like I section out my brain into certain things, and some things just don't cross over.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just
yeah, but listen, dummy, you do know that I like what
I know.
I should maybe I should have fucking phrased it differently. Like two people like us, like our personalities
Compartmentalize. Yes, thank you.
aren't
Compartmentalize.
fucking
Yeah, Eva
believable.
says you two are like siblings. Exactly.
Exactly. Like I said that at first. What the fuck is going on
No.
today? I'm on fucking crazy pills here.
No, you're not. You're okay. Oh, speaking of crazy pills, you guys,
Oh, here we go.
listen to this. So, uh, due to being taller, right, in the wrestling business, a lot of times when I was wrestling with girls, we would do the kick me in the leg and take me down thing. Well, that's come back to haunt me. So now I have a lot of leg damage. So I'm dealing with a lot of veins. So
Varicose veins?
it's been a process. So I have a cardiologist who deals with them for me, and it's a fun time. So I have them routinely just killed off. So I'm in the office there. I know it's super sexy, right? Yeah.
It's a vein.
Getting old is a privilege. Anyway, so I'm in the office, right? And I remember remarking about this a while ago. Like they sent me to do a sleep study, and they told me I had sleep apnea, and they told
Really?
um, they everybody I know is on a sleep machine. Everybody I know has apnea. Everybody I know has been diagnosed with sleep apnea. So I'm sitting in the office, and right across from me is a big poster that says, do you have sleep apnea? Do you have chronic obstruction? The whole thing. So I look at it, and there's the whole thing, sign up for a sleep study today, talk to your provider. The very bottom, Blackstone Medical Group.
Like the magician?
Fucking Blackstone. No, like BlackRock Blackstone.
Oh,
Like the housing crisis, like they own everything. Blackstone Vanguard, like what happened in Maui, Blackstone. And then I was like, okay, that's why everybody has apnea. It's a new ADD drug. It's a new Oxycontin. So now, I mean, look at sleep apnea. Okay, it is the most profitable disease for everybody to have or not have, but to be diagnosed with. You constantly have to get stuff. You constantly have to replace the parts. Every month you've got to it's a maintenance disease, and it's extremely profitable. So you're never going to do a sleep study and not have sleep apnea. Everybody's going to have it. When
I
has
think so.
anybody done a sleep study and it come back saying, nope, you're good? Have you ever heard of anybody doing the study and nope, you're good? You're fine. You're fine. Nope, you always have it. So just bear that in mind.
Now,
So it's like one of those aha moments. It's like, all right, that's why.
So when you say Blackstone, you're not talking about this guy, right?
No, I'm not talking about that.
Do you remember this guy, Blackstone? He was
No,
awesome.
I do not.
You don't remember? You don't remember what was his fucking whole name? It was Harry Blackstone. You don't remember him?
No.
One hell of a magician, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
So your sister Eva, she was given the free and clear. Okay, so I was wrong. There's one person. I haven't met anybody though.
I allegedly had some type of sleep apnea at one time. I used to stop. Well, that was part of why I fucking started losing all the weight.
What like where did this come from? How did so many people all of a sudden now have sleep apnea? But back in the day, everybody just lived when they just stopped breathing for a couple of minutes every so often, a couple times a night. Like this, how they scare you into saying this is so deadly. This is so deadly. No, it's not.
I think it has to do.
People weren't
also
dropping dead in the middle of the night.
April, I think it also has to do with health. I'll be honest with you. Remember when I told you this? I said one of the reasons why I went to the hospital was because I would get up and gasp for breath because I was fucking 341 goddamn pounds. By the way, I'm at 284 right now.
Woo!
Remember. And yes, somebody mentioned I'm using creatine.
Then Rob, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
Yeah, she's ripped. There we go. Here it is. Yep, there it is.
I have it. Allegedly.
You don't have sleep apnea. I don't believe in that.
They said I did. And I have woken up and people have said that they've seen me stop breathing sometimes. But I also have lung issues too.
You have
So
COVID?
I don't know. No, I had it. I had COVID before, but I was born with lung issues. I don't know. I just think there's so much
Oh,
bullshit.
sorry.
I think there's
God
so much
damn it!
bullshit.
Hold on.
That's
I'm
all.
trying to take this down. Shit. All right. I'm sorry. Apologize. Sleep apnea.
Hooper says my mom has one of the machines that had the Philips recalls and class action suit, and she hasn't used it for years and is still alive.
What was the situation with that, though, Hooper?
I don't fully know.
if
I
you
don't
can
remember that one, but I'm not
bring-
surprised.
Yeah, that's kind of scary, man. Maybe
Yeah.
it was pushing too much oxygen in her. Like,
I don't know.
so let us. Hooper says, "Damn sexy." He likes that column one. All right, I'll put it up for Hooper one more time. Here you go, buddy. That's hot, right? Oh yeah, look at that face. Anyway, what else you got there, April?
I sent you something on Messenger that Alex sent us.
Oh, let me grab it over here.
And it was a video that I thought was really cool.
Right.
And I thought maybe you'd want to play it for everybody.
Sure. I'm gonna get it right here.
Thanks.
And I'm pulling it up. I have the robot.
Sea cakes. If I die from asphyxiation, if I die at all, so just know that I lived an amazing life. I got to go see things and do things that most people only dream about. And do not cry for me, because I have had such a blessed experience for my human experience here that I have been fortunate. Now, just pray that I never have to come back to this place, because I want this to be my last go round.
Word.
I never want to come back.
I'm gonna share this video. All right, I'm gonna play it right now. I know it's not this one. I'm just gonna say
no, not that one.
Oh, I know, April. I know.
Okay.
I got you. Relax. I got you, brother. All right, here we go. And
unless that's funny.
Not an idiot. Look for the person who is cruel. Let me explain.
That's what it's not an idiot.
Doesn't look like us or sound like us or act like us or love like us or live like us. The first thought that crosses almost everyone's brain is rooted in either fear or judgment or both. That's evolution. We survived as a species by being suspicious of things that we aren't familiar with. In order to be kind, we have to shut down that animal instinct and force our brain to travel a different pathway. Empathy and compassion are evolved states of being. They require the mental capacity to step past our most primal urges. Cruelty is seen by some as an adroit cudgel to gain power. Empathy and kindness are considered weak. Many important people look at the vulnerable only as rungs on a ladder to the top.
Was there more?
They never forged new mental pathways to overcome their own instinctual fears. And so their thinking and problem solving will lack the imagination and creativity that the kindest people have in spades. Over my many years in politics and business, I have found one thing to be universally true. The kindest person in the room is often the smartest. The best way to spot
I love it. I love that. So he's saying that Rocket says evolution. I already stopped listening. Yes, we evolve actually. Or we devolve.
It doesn't have to be us from growing from monkeys into.
We're not talking about the evolution. We're talking about evolution in general. So
everybody evolves. I've evolved into I think a better human being over the last 50 years.
If people aren't evolving, then you're devolving basically, or you're staying the same. But yeah, and what's alarming is a lot of people confuse idiocy and loudness, and being obnoxious with being a what's the word I'm looking for? An alpha, but that's not what an alpha person is. An alpha usually hangs back and makes sure everybody else is taken care of and doesn't step up or fight unless it's absolutely necessary. So it's interesting how wrong society gets it a lot.
You talking about me?
No, I don't know.
Sounds like you're talking about me.
But yeah, thank you, Peter. I loved that speech, and thank you for sending it, Alex. I thought it was really cool.
That was really cool. Who was that gentleman, by the way?
So Retro Rocket, if you get bent out of shape on the word evolution, that's really just weird.
I mean, listen, I'm a Christian. I
You should
don't
not
believe.
be don't be so triggered because evolution is a legit word that people do.
Yeah,
We evolve.
I don't believe in the theory of evolution, but I do believe in evolution. When we say evolution, we mean growing, changing with the
Yeah.
times, that type of thing. Let's just put it this way: people don't dig a ditch in the back of their house and shit in a hole anymore. We've evolved to use a toilet. I think that's
Yeah,
a
we
good.
don't have operating theaters where everybody stands around and breathes germs on you while they watch somebody being operated with no anesthesia anymore.
Right.
We've evolved.
And also, we're not stupid enough to to wear stupid masks and think that those things are going to help us from.
Or we've devolved, one or the other.
Yeah, one of the two. We got like 15 minutes left. What do you want to talk
All
about?
right. I wanted to go over a couple of really quick things that may or may not be going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, Peter says the alpha checks on the entire pack, make sure everyone's safe and happy. No chest thumping, no boasting. The alpha's too busy looking after everyone. Exactly. And a lot of times the alpha is the quietest person.
I like Peter.
Let's see. Somebody posted, I got in trouble on Twitter earlier. Somebody posted an image of a car driving through protesters asking if people felt that that was okay.
It was a
That
police
the
car.
protesters were blocking the road. How do you guys feel about that? What's your opinion on this?
So I'm not going to show the video really quickly just to paint the picture. There was a police car, people were kicking at it and everything, and somebody was on top of it. The police car accelerated, the person fell and I think smashed their head and I think might have died or something. They look or were very hurt. And people were pissed off that, that happened.
Oh, really? Because I saw another one where they just pushed through.
Oh, shit.
I don't think I saw the one.
Oh, so there's another one. There's more than one.
Well, I mean, look, the protesters are blocking the road. I mean, you can't do that. That's very selfish. You're blocking the road. You're making people late to work. They'll lose their job. You're keeping them from going to the hospital. You're just blocking them from doing. You're saying you're blocking them from going anywhere, doing anything. You can't do that.
So you think it's wrong, right? But what about that?
To block the road? Yeah, you give them a warning and then you push through. I think you should protest. Protest, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's wrong to block the road.
So you think it's okay? So what you're saying is basically, yeah, you can scream and hold your signs up and do all this other shit.
Sure. Yeah.
But don't fucking run into an art gallery and throw a piece of paint on a $4 million piece of art and then glue your hands to it. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. If you when your rights to peacefully protest cut into other people's rights, like maybe it's their last time they can be late to work and you're getting them fired, you don't have rights anymore. You've now overstepped your bounds. So you can't destroy other people's property. You can't take their time. No, I don't believe that you can be an asshole. You're not allowed to be an asshole. You can protest, but you can't be an asshole. And you can't be a selfish asshole.
I've seen a couple of videos now. I think people are getting fed up about it. Because even here in New York, they were trying to do this bullshit. And there was a dude that's like, yo, I gotta go to fucking, you probably seen this video too. It's been all over. You gotta go to work. What the fuck's wrong with you people? This ain't fucking doing anything. I'm pretty much saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
And he just fucking plowed through these motherfuckers. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was killed, but
I would just go through them. You go through slowly, but you go through them. You warn them, say, hey, you got to move. I'm coming through. They don't move. Hey, I'm coming through. They don't move. You go through. Period.
So do you go to jail for that? I'm serious.
I don't know.
I think we should.
I don't know.
I think we should all look into
I think it
that
depends on
before
the
we start
state.
doing that.
Like, I'm pretty sure that you don't go to jail in Florida for any of that, or Texas.
Yeah,
And
New
speaking
York,
of,
you're fucked.
oh
New
yeah,
York.
of course. Speaking of, Texas has blatantly disregarded the Supreme Court ruling to take down the wall that they have built with the razor wire, and they've responded by putting up more razor wire on their border.
I'm going to show you. Go ahead.
We'll just rip through a couple of these.
Well, I want to show you a video real quick. I don't care if we go a little long.
Go ahead. Just keep going.
Because this has to do with this. This is off of a channel.
Okay. There are still. Go ahead.
Go ahead, April. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was just going to rip through a bunch of things that you're not going to see on the regular news.
All right, let me just show this video first.
Go ahead.
And this is basically what April's talking about. And there was a very scary moment. I'm going to take this off of a channel that I love this guy. His name is Decoy Voice.
Thank you, Ben Rob. He said, no, your right to protest does not include taking away my right to get to work on time. Exactly.
Amen. Let's just watch
so much entitlement in this country. It's unbelievable.
Let's just watch the first minute of this video.
Okay.
Because something very scary is happening here at the border. You ready?
Yeah.
As the situation at the border becomes increasingly out of control, first responders media had this interaction in Arizona.
If you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're going to know who I am. Very easy.
Very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
Now the whole "you are going to know who I am" sounds ominous, but I guess the best case scenario is he's planning on being on American Idol and will one day blow the country away with his phenomenal falsetto. Worst case scenario, he's this guy, a leader of a religious party from the Middle East that just did 12 years in prison, where apparently he was setting up a group to commit terrible things against his country. Now, is this person saying insane things to random journalists at the border the same guy that just did over a decade behind bars? I don't know. Possibly, but don't ask me, as I still believe the NYPD copper and actual Justice Warriors video.
All right, forget about that part. That is fucking scary.
Not just that. The CCP has channels through South America, and they are bringing Chinese nationals up through South America to come into this country and set up shop. So that's happening as well. Now, you might think I'm crazy. You might think it's a conspiracy theory, but mark this comment, mark this day. Like everything else I've predicted, I don't want it to be true. Oh my God. But I'm pretty sure that's what's happening.
You're talking about attacking from within. I think we've spoken about this.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Well, that's why I showed you this video right here.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The resources that we have in North America, in Canada and America, we have so many prolific resources like clean water. We are unpolluted in this country. And that is very valuable to large countries like India and China. Additionally, a lot of people don't know this, but India and China did not give the mRNA shot to their people. They declined and denied. They would not let Pfizer do that, and they did not give that to their people. So if you can't, I mean, how crazy would it seem if you could take over and then cause things like viruses or slow kills, infect the food? You know, our chicken gets sent out. It's cheaper to send the chicken to China for processing and then take it back, get it back here. So China now processes our chicken, all the processed chicken you eat. So what are they maybe doing to our food, to our medications, to our vaccines, to things like that? I mean, it's come out. Everything that we said in the beginning has come out about the vaccines. We have the largest number of sudden deaths that has ever happened. It is linked to the vaccine. The autopsies are proving this. It's very, very unfortunate, but it is true. And there are issues with the vaccines binding to the DNA. There are DNA fragments in there. There are all kinds of problems. And all of what's happening here, and people are trying to deny it. And everybody's pretending like it's not happening. And meanwhile, the WEF, their biggest issue when they come together in Davos, all the stuff going on, the wars and the infiltrations and the inflation and their climate change agenda, all the things going on, their biggest problem that they see is misinformation and disinformation, mostly by the private sector. So, yeah. I don't know about you, but we're having insane weather here in Florida. One day it's 38 degrees. The next day it's 82 degrees. We're going from hot, cold, hot, cold. I'm not even kidding you. It's day to day. 38 degrees, 82 degrees. The theory is that it's all the cloud seeding. You know, they have fucked with the weather so much that all this cloud seeding is just, It's the side effects from what they've done to the weather with the with the weather contracts and all the issues with HARP. So I don't know what's going on, but things are crazy. And Collins says, I believe they're bringing in the military-aged men from across the border to conscript them into an upcoming civil war. They know Americans aren't going to fire on Americans, but immigrants looking for asylum and citizenship will. So Bigwig says South Carolina's freezing last week and warm this week. And Retro says, I was sweating outside. Is it winter or Indian summer? Yeah, so we're going through that too. And then Ben Rob says, no, man, 25-year-olds drop dead every day from heart complications. Didn't you know? Yeah, they're trying to normalize that, aren't they? It's like
totally,
so weird.
They totally normalized
the amount of people that are like, a couple of people will go, oh, no, that's normal. People always drop dead. I'm like, no, they didn't.
Not like that, man.
No, they didn't. Kids haven't had heart attacks. They're not like, what's wrong with you? So it's like, what is wrong with people? They're just trying to normalize things. It's like, stop letting people normalize things. Push back on that. Call them out on it. And also, you got to understand something else. And like as I said, I'm sorry I'm losing my voice. I'm all squeaky right now. But understand this. I really, really, really think a lot of this is by design. So we humans, like I know I've talked about this before, but you walk into a room and you can feel the vibe, right? You meet somebody, you can feel their vibe. So, and these vibes, they're catching. So when somebody's hateful and nasty and hostile, you can feel it. And sometimes you just want to get away from that person. Or once they leave the workplace becomes a lot nicer, So these vibes are 100% contagious. So they are. So when you are at a vibration of fear, of anxiety, of sadness, of mourning, which a lot of us are, because a lot of people have lost, with all of this, we've all lost something. People have lost their businesses. They've lost family, friends. They've lost the identity of what they used to know. We've all lost something with all this. So people are at a lower vibration now. And at a higher vibration is hope, cheerfulness, happiness, contentedness. So it's our job to not succumb to that lower vibe that fuels all of this.
This is crazy. The reason I'm saying this is crazy is because you know how I've been trying to find positive quotes to end the show on.
Mhm.
Can I read this quote?
Yeah. Anyway, my whole point is just know that hurt people, and a lot of people can't help who they are and how they're acting right now. So please do not take it personally. Please know that these lower vibes are contagious. And if you want to change that, you be that change. I think that was Gandhi, right? Be the change you want to see. So you look for the flowers because they're out there. If you look for red cars, you see red cars. If you look for flowers, you're going to see flowers. You be that. You raise your vibration. When you smile at people, they smile back, right? Most of the time. Smile at 5 people, 3 of them will smile back at you. So do that. What were you going to say?
I found this quote earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was meant for me to read this. So I'll put it up here on the screen.
Okay.
It says, note to self. You can't control how other people receive your energy. Anything you do or say gets filtered through the lens of whatever personal shit they are going through at that moment, which is not about you. Just keep doing your thing with as much integrity and love as possible.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
I love it.
Isn't that nice?
The opposite of love is fear. It's not hate. So from fear comes hate. So remember that. You can choose to not live in fear and you can choose love instead. That's why they always say love will conquer all. It sounds ridiculous and trite and, minimalistic, but it's actually true. So when you find yourself feeling fear, just be like, not today. I'm not feeling that shit. I know it's probably bullshit. I'm going to do something I love. I'm going to focus on what I love. So raise your vibration.
Good.
So There you go. So I will let you know that I am going to be at Liberty Pro Wrestling in February. They're still accepting customs booking. So if you would like a match, you can do that. And I might be at MegaCon in Orlando as well. You can find me on Patreon, April Hunter, OnlyFans, April Hunter, and Instagram, Real April Hunter. Thank you for being here. Remember, we are off next Wednesday. Ray is getting a much needed break, and I'm going to be on the road. So we're off next Wednesday, and we will see you the following Wednesday at the same time. Ray, you have anything to say?
No, just I needed today. I needed to sit here and talk to you guys and feed off of your positive energy and listen to April and see her do that and stuff and make her feel weird about me talking about us dating and stuff, which I didn't mean. I meant more of us being brother and sister and shit and how it would be weird. But she took it a whole different way, which is fine. I don't give a fuck anymore that my wife getting mad at me at the goddamn bed and stuff. But I feel much better. Thank you guys for listening to me. Follow me on social media at Big Ray Hernandez. I love you all. Goodbye.
Mwah. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Big ass titties.
Woo! Hasta dos semanas.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work